What is up, people on the internet? JQL here, back with another video. In today's video, I have another Cousin Lego video on my Cousin Lego minifigures from the Spiderverse movies. They're kind of like from both movies. Most of them are obviously from Across the Spider-Verse. Some of them are from the first movie. And yeah, so here we have, it's probably one of my biggest videos in a while. And I haven't made a video in a while, so I might be out of breath during this video. But anyway, from left to right here, we have the Spectacular Spider-Man, the Scarlet Spider, we have Spider-Man 2099, we got Miles Morales, we got Gwen Stacy, we got Spider-Man India, Pavitr Prabhakar, whatever you want to call him, Spiderman Noir, Peter Porker, the Spider Ham, and then we got Spider Punk. And then in the back, we have a custom... well, technically she's called Penny Parker, but then, you know, in the comics she's called SPDR. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. But yeah, so those are the figures I have here. So this is gonna be a long video, so let's just get started with the video. Alright, let's start off with this Miles Morales custom I made almost 5 years ago, I think it was. Whenever the first movie came out, a little after that I made this figure. I only have it in this video just because I wanted to have Miles, because he's the main character in the Spider-Verse movies, in the thumbnail. So yeah, this is an old figure, kind of outdated. The story behind this figure is that I didn't really like either design from Across the Spider-Verse or Into the Spider-Verse, so I decided to kind of do a hybrid, also mix with the comic design in it. You see, it's very outdated. I would do it very differently. I don't even know why the hands look like that, but yeah, basically just fully painted figure. Not a whole lot going on here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for Miles, I guess. I'll probably make another version of him at one point. Again, I don't really like this Across the Spider-Verse design, so we'll see if I decide to change my mind or anything. Alright, here we have Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy was a pretty simple figure for the most part. I decided to finally make another version, and I think if I have a picture of my old version, then I'll leave it next to it if I remember. But yeah, so here's this version. So the hood is from Venom Custom Brickworks. I'm not sure if he changed his name or not, but that's who I bought it from. The hoods are very nice, and I recently got in a Benson Bone hood that I have not had a chance to paint up, but it looks really accurate, and I definitely want to paint that up at some point. Maybe I'll do that by the time the third movie comes around, but we'll see. The torso was a aerolite curved torso. I just painted it, and then yeah, it's a very simple design. Her second movie design, or I guess her design in general, is pretty simple. You can see I painted her shoes, her mask is painted, I painted the webbings, and then she has that little gizmo, I forgot what it was called, but yeah, the gizmo on her wrist. And yeah, so I'm trying my best to not speak too much long about each figure. So yeah, she's overall pretty simple figure, and that's pretty much it for Gwen Stacy. Alright, so here we have the Scarlet Spider. I know I'm going out of weird order, but anyway, the Scarlet Spider was actually the very first Spider-Man custom I made of the bunch, minus Miles Morales. I decided to make a bunch of Spider-Verse characters after I saw the movie, but before I saw the movie, this is the only figure I made. And I made a reel and I posted it on Instagram, and people really seem to like this guy. I'm not sure why. I've seen way better Spider-Verse figures on Instagram, but that's just me. But those of you who do like it, thank you, I guess. So yeah, pretty basic. I just sculpted the hoodie thing that he has. I even sculpted the hood on the back. The belt is sculpted. Oh, but I used Procreate to sculpt. I probably should have mentioned that. The web shooters on his wrist are sculpted. The little straps on his legs are made out of tape. Then I sculpted the pouches, and then I just painted it in this shading style. It's not the best shading style I've ever seen. I've seen better done. And honestly, if I were to make this guy now, I'd probably give him muscles, because, you know, it's a pretty big part of his character, I guess. Very short-lived in the movie. I wished we saw more of him, but we'll probably see more in the next movie, hopefully. But yeah, so yeah, I decided to paint him in this unique style, and I think it turned out pretty good. Alright, here we have Spider-Man 2099. This is a controversial figure, in the sense that not a lot of people really like this figure, which I can't say I blame them. I tried doing something different, because, okay, so in the movie, he is much bigger than every other character, right? So I decided to extend his limbs, right? I did that, but then if I, you know, just left it at that, he would have looked too lengthy, and not bulky. or not bulky enough, essentially. It's the same problem I have with like my Swampfire figure from Ben 10, where he just doesn't look good proportionally because I extended his limbs, but he looks too lengthy and not as muscular as he should be. So I decided to widen his torso, or his shoulders, I guess, and then sculpt everything you see here. And I think it looks okay for the most part, but I definitely see what people say that it looks like a Roblox character. I get it, but personally, I think, you know, at least normally with Spider-Man figures, I try and keep them as basic as possible, just paint them. But with 2099, I decided to do something a little different, and I'm definitely glad I tried it. I don't think it looks bad, but you know, a lot of people definitely disagree. But you know, that's everyone has a right to their own opinion, I guess. So anyway, this figure, a lot of people had a lot of things to say about it, and this is the first time I applied Mod Podge to my figures. Mod Podge is like a glue / sealer. And I didn't really know how to use it, so I messed up a lot, and it looks really bad. It looks really uneven if the light glows on it, but like it looks fine for the most part, but when the light shows, it definitely doesn't look so good. But yeah, so I extended his limbs, sculpted his muscles, you can see, and then widened the torso using the leg peg method. This is the leg peg piece, and then I just use the antenna piece and just put it in, and it works pretty good. The blades are made out of UV resin. I just used UV resin. I just put down a layer, cured it, and then cut it into shape, and then I glued it into place. And then the little gizmo on his wrist is there, and then I also sculpted his claws, and just normal Lego head. That's why he looks like a Roblox character to some people. I can't say they're wrong, though. It does, but yeah. So a lot of people either hate or love this figure, and, well, I personally like it. I definitely think, you know, everything that people have said about it, I get. So, yeah. Anyway, overall, pretty happy with this figure. Oh, I forgot to mention, I originally painted this guy blue, and then I painted all the metallic blue as the details. I even did metallic red on top of the red. It's really hard to see. And then I just painted all the shading just because he looks dark, and I don't like him being too bright, I guess. So, yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for Spider-Man 2099. Alright, here is Pavitr Prabhakar. I hope I pronounced that right. So this guy is, you know, he's probably my least favorite in this video, only because he's very inaccurate. Just because, as you can tell, the hair is parted on the wrong side. It's supposed to be the other side. It's also not very accurate. But honestly, I saw this on Firestar Toys, which is where I got this hairpiece. I'm not sure if they still have it in stock, but yeah, I got this from Firestar Toys, and it looks so good. It's just the other way. So I could have tried sculpting it myself, but overall, I just decided to just use this hairpiece, and I think it looks good regardless. Even though it's parted incorrectly, I still like it. But yeah, anyway, the rest of the figure is pretty straightforward. Just everything's fully painted. I used tape for all the little, I don't know what you call it. I don't want to try and make something up and sound stupid. So yeah, the little wrists are sculpted, and I painted them, and then the leg parts, I don't know the names of these at all. I apologize. His exposed toes are painted. That's something. But yeah, I think I could have done a little bit better with this figure. I really rushed it, but for the most part, you know, it's all right. But yeah, I definitely like his design. I like the character. I just wish I spent more time on him. All right, now we got Spiderman Noir. He's a really cool guy, and yeah. So the hat is a Indiana Jones hat. I just shortened the rim and then painted it, and then the eyes are sculpted because, you know, they're goggles, and I painted them in a base of metallic whites, and then I painted the little thing you see there silvers. That way it looks like there's a little shine or reflect off of the goggles. And then the trench coat is a 3D piece made by, I got from Venom Custom Brickworks. I always forget the order, but he makes some really cool stuff and sells on his website. I bought one, and I think it looks really good on Spider-Man Noir, and I think it works perfectly for, you know, his kind of trench coat. And one thing I did on this figure is I took a lot of inspiration from 97 Lego Maniac, or I guess, oh shoot, I forgot his name, on Instagram, because his account got deleted recently, but his new account, basically just I liked his figure, so I decided to copy it for the most part in terms of like the shading. I took a lot of inspiration for that, and yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. And I think the arms have the most shading on him, to be honest. yeah, I think his belt buckle is sculpted out of Procreate. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Spider-Man Noir. Okay, here is Spider-Punk. He was probably one of the best characters in the movie, at least in my opinion. I really liked his character. But yeah, so here he is. Basically, like I mentioned earlier, I try to keep my Spider-Man figures as Lego as possible. There are some exceptions, as you can see, from my new set of figures and my new style of customizing. So anyway, the Mohawk is a Lego piece, and I see a lot of people sculpt it, and which is fine, and I think it looks cool. I decided to just stick with the Lego Mohawk and just trim it to look thinner, just because, you know, trying to keep it Lego, quote unquote. And yeah, the head is fully painted. The jacket is a brick tactical jacket. I just used one of those. It's not even supposed to have like these things up here, or like I don't know, but I thought it looked cool, so I decided to keep that there. The straps are all tape, and then the wrist is sculpted, as well as the other wrist, and then the spikes are sculpted on his shoulders. And then the guitar I got from Brick Forge. It's attached magnetically, so here's what the back looks like for the most part. You can see all the straps are all just there, and then I also painted all the detail. There's a lot of detail on Spider-Punk, but unfortunately I could not fit it all. And here is his guitar. I just saw this on Brick Forge, and I thought it looked pretty good. It's not 100% accurate, obviously, but you know, it works. I don't feel like painting a whole guitar, especially since he's probably not going to be holding it. I just have it on the back, so that way he can fit in the display case. So that's pretty much it for Spider-Punk. I think he turned out pretty good. Oh yeah, I forgot. Probably should have mentioned this earlier. But if you're wondering where are the alternative faces and hair pieces, I'm not doing that. I don't do that with Spider-Man, or for most characters. I don't have alternative anything. I just don't like the spare parts rotting anywhere. So yeah, if you stuck around to see that's why. So please don't ask me in the comments. So that's it for Spider-Man, or Spider-Punk. Sorry. Alright, here we have the Spectacular Spider-Man. I think this figure I actually made before the movie came out, which I guess I kind of lied earlier when I said only Miles was from before. I guess I made Scarlet Spider. Anyway, here's the Spectacular Spider-Man. Very brief appearance in the movie, but I'm glad he made an appearance, just because, you know, I watched the show and I really loved it. And yeah, so pretty simple figure. I think he's the simplest figure in this video, to be honest, just because his design is very simple. You know, I tried my best to paint his head the way the Scarlet Spider head is, but like his head is very weird shaped. Even like the eyes are weird shaped, so I decided to try and mimic that as best I could, without sculpting anything. And I think it turned out pretty good. The rest of the webbing is painted to the best of my ability, and I think it turned out pretty good. And yeah, I also used Mod Podge to seal this guy, if you couldn't tell. You can probably tell which ones I did and did not seal. I didn't seal Gwen Stacy, for example. I also didn't seal Miles or Pavitr Prabhakar and Spider-Punk. So yeah, that's something you didn't really need to know. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the Spectacular Spider-Man. Just thought I'd throw him into this video. Alright, here we have Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham was an interesting figure. I made a Spider-Ham a while ago, and I definitely think this one looks better, just because it's more height accurate. Also, the proportions look better. So the head, I guess the whole thing came from Benson Bone over on Instagram. He has a store, and I purchased the Spider-Ham head, and I also purchased a mini body, except this one is the extended version, where it's a little taller than the normal miniature body. Here, let me see if I can find one real quick. Here we go. So this is the normal one, and you can see it's a little shorter, but I decided to make him a little taller just because, you know, he's Spider-Ham. He's not this short. I mean, I guess he could be, but I kind of like this height more, to be honest. So yeah, that's what I did. And then, so one thing that's really cool is that they have, he incorporated magnets into this design, and also it's, he includes magnets when you buy it. And yeah, it's really cool. He has articulated hands. He can grip, what do you call it, the antenna pieces, but I didn't make a mallet for him just because I was lazy. So yeah, and yeah, pretty straightforward. Just fully painted everything you see here, and yeah, it was very hard to paint it because it's such a small figure, but I think it turned out pretty good. So that's pretty much it for Spider-Man. All right, here is the last figure in this video, the Penny Parker mech. Now, I decided to do the first movie one because I actually prefer this design over the second movie design. And, yeah. So, I was originally gonna brick build it, but then I decided not to because I suck at brick building. In fact, I did do a brick build of, the second movie design, and I think it looks okay. It's not, fantastic or anything. I tried. And I think it looks okay. It doesn't really look like the Penny Parker mech, but yeah, anyway, I tried and failed. So I decided to purchase a 3D print of the Spider-Man thing. What do I call it? SPDR, whatever you want to call her, off of Benson Bone's website. And yeah, so here we are. And it was quite the process to paint, but it was totally worth it. I really love this thing, and it's one of my favorite things I own in my collection. You can see I painted pretty much everything. I started with a base coat of black, then I painted the blue, and then the red everywhere. You see there's like small details here and there. The arm just fell out. Nope, that's okay. There we go. And yeah, so every part of this is painted. It was really hard to paint. I don't use like an airbrush or anything, so I painted this by hand. And yeah, one of the coolest parts about this, though, is that it can seat a minifigure. So here I have a custom Penny Parker made by myself in there. You see, there she is. I basically used a array light curved torso. I don't know why the black looks so uneven. I applied Mod Podge to this, and then it just turned out like that. Anyway, yeah, her face is fully painted. The hair piece is fully sculpted and is removable. And then the skirt is from Firestar Toys. I just bought it off their website. I'm not sure they carry these still. The legs are just, normal short legs. I sculpted her little shoulder thing, whatever you call this. I don't really know what phrases, but here's her backpack. It's fully sculpted and then painted by me. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for Penny Parker. She just sits in there. You can see there's, like, studs in there for her to sit, or I guess stand in. And, yeah. Oh, crap, the head. So I will say, this piece is not for, the average Lego collector, because it is Lego compatible, and it is really cool, but it's a pain to paint, I will say. Like the joints are, some of them are tighter than others, some of them are looser than others, and I'm perfectly fine with it being loose. Because with 3D parts, or 3D printed parts, typically they're really fragile. And luckily, I've not had any issues with mine in terms of like them being too tight or anything. But they did come loose, which is perfectly fine. Again, like I said, because I'd rather have them loose and then being too tight and then risk them breaking. He does include, or at least for me, like when I purchased it, he included more of these. So I do have spares of these, which is nice. I did have to do a lot of prep work for this. Before painting it, you can see I widened the hole a little bit, but I just took an X-Acto knife and, carved out a little bit more, so that way this part is loose. But then I also, if I put this on, you can see there's like a little gap in there almost. If I do it this way, you could see right there. I sanded that part a little bit, so that way there's less friction amongst the parts. And then I painted it this blue color, and then I sealed it with Mod Podge. And so far, I've not had any troubles with paint chip. So yeah, I definitely don't want to, move it around too aggressively. But yeah, I think it looks really good. I think it's worth what you pay for on this. If you're curious how much it costs, definitely check out his website. I think he has really cool stuff over there, and as you can see, I've used a lot of his stuff in this video. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the SPDR armor, and yeah, we could just wrap up this video. All right, that is it for this video. I'm gonna change the lighting real quick. There we go. Anyway, thank you guys once again so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a like. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more custom minifigures made by me, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. So that way you'll be notified for my next video whenever I release that. And also, if you want to keep up with me, you can follow me over on my Instagram, link in the description below. I do post my customs there before I post them here. That's pretty obvious that I do that. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. In terms of future Spider-Man figures, I'm not sure if I will be making more Spider-Man figures. We'll see. I'm kind of not only burnt out, but like there aren't any characters at the top of my head that I really want to make. Like I think Spider-Bite is cool. Not sure if I'll make her. And then there's a bunch of other Spider people. But we'll see. I like changing my mind a lot. So anyway, thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever video I'll be, and I'll see you guys next time.